Welcome back, guys, to another Xur Exotic Build video. Today he's going to be found at the Tower Hangar, and he is selling the Liar's Handshake Gauntlets for Hunters, the ACDO Feedback Fence for Titans, and then the Aeon Soul Gauntlets for Warlocks. Now let's get right into the first build. Alright, today we'll be starting with the Titans. Melee hits grant armor charge, and you take less damage while you have armor charge. Taking melee damage causes you to emit a burst of jolting arc damage. So, with that in mind, I would like to make a PvP build with this. And I'm kind of stealing it from Aztecross, but who cares? I like to use the Banner of War, Strand Aspect, and the Dringer's Lash. I like to use the Grapple, Strand Grenade, and I also like to use the Rally Barricade, just to get that barricade even quicker. Fragments, I use Thread of Continuity, Thread of Warding, Thread of Generation, and Thread of Wisdom. With my weapons, you can use any primary weapon you would like. I'm just liking the Blast Furnace with Headseeker Kill Clip. Feels amazing. With the Edge of Action, which is an exotic glaive that you get from the Witch Queen campaign. It is a little difficult to get, and if you can't get this, you could use really any glaive. I just like using this one for its exotic properties. There we go.
Show your enemy this place belongs to you now.
Alright, so the gameplay loop with this exotic build is trying to get hits with either your melee or your
captured zone A.
With the melee,
enemy claims zone C
to get armor charge, which will allow you to if people hit you, you're going to emit a jolting burst, which if you hit them twice already, it's still most likely going to kill them. Which itself is quite funny. I don't know why I said that. And forewarning, I'm not the greatest at PvP. I'm just trying my best to tough it out for y'all.
Enemy claimed zone B. Enemy has advanced.
I'm definitely a PvP player, and that right like builds. That dude just got shit on. But so you see, I have 3 armor charge. So that's going to give me a lot of melee resistance, and going to deal a good bit of damage if somebody decides to melee punch me, which is most people's natural reaction of having someone, you know, melee them.
One after another.
And with the Banner of War aspect, it's helping me stay alive so much. Alright, and for the exotic hunter build, it would be the Liar's Handshake. Using your arc melee ability or being hit by a melee attack will allow you to follow up with an extremely powerful melee counterpunch that will heal you. So, for arc hunter, I like to use Gambler's Dodge, Combination Blow, Pulse Grenade, Lethal Current, and Flow State. I also like to use the Spark of Resistance, Spark of Feedback, Spark of Ions, and then the Spark of Shock. For weapons, I like to use any 1-2 punch shotgun in the kinetic slot, so I can use a Volt Shot, either SMG, you can use the Indebted Kindness if you would like, but I like using the Subjunctive. And then the Legend of Acreus, I like using just because it is it's a big ass shotgun. And if you have the Exotic Catalyst, which I do not have yet, you get Trench Barrel. And after punches with after you deal a melee punch, Trench Barrel makes your gun deal more damage, which works pretty well with the punching melee hunter build. So for the hunter exotic build, I'm just throwing on a 10-round onslaught, just because I don't feel like getting to anything too hard. And I'm finding that this build isn't the greatest for in-game content. It's just for level, easy stuff, but I don't really like it. I shouldn't say I don't really like it. I don't like using it in higher level content. So I feel like the survivability, even with the extra health from your punches, I don't find that it is enough to keep you alive when things are trying to stop you. So yeah. What try and do is get a kill with your combination blow to start the combination. Once you get that going, you can start hitting that combination blow, which you can see on the left of my screen, which makes your powered melee do a lot of damage. And you just keep on doing that over and over again, and whenever you run into more powerful targets, which is like knights and stuff like that, pull out your 1-2 punch shotgun and destroy them. That's cool, steady. You have combinations. So, problem with this build, I don't have any anti-champ.
Another battle won. On to the next fight.
Technically you have overload, but besides that, no anti-champ. All the builds, well, I shouldn't say all the builds. I'm not looking forward to the Warlock one, just because the Aeon Souls are more for in-game content, and like, you can either do the finishing targets one, which gives you heavy ammo for your entire team, but then you also have like something like Cenotaph Mask, which is a lot easier to proc. You can run Divinity and get that. But alright, for the final exotic build of the day is going to be for the Warlocks and the Aeon Soul Gauntlets. For the Aeon Soul Gauntlets, you can choose between 3 different mods. You can either do Sect of Force, Insight, or Vigor. Do not touch Vigor, it really sucks. But the one I'm going to be using today is the Sect of Insight. Successive precision damage or weapon takedowns have a chance to drop an overpower for your allies. When you use a finisher on an elite, you generate special ammo for your fire team, and if you do it on a boss, mini boss, or like a champion, you get heavy ammo. And if people are also using the Aeon Coal Gauntlets, which they really should not be, and they don't have this one on, they get a burst of super energy. Don't know how much, it's probably not enough. But besides that, I am going to be using this on Void, and I am using the Healing Rift. I like to use whatever burst glide you like. The Pocket Singularity, the Vortex Grenade. I'm also using the Child of the Old Gods Void aspect and the Feed the Void aspect. For the fragments, I like to use Echo of Undermining, Echo of Starvation, Echo of Reprisal, and then Echo of Persistence. And then for my super, I like using the Vortex Nova Bomb. You can use the Cataclysm one. I just like to not kill myself half of the time. And for the weapons, I like to use the Scatter Signal. Scatter Signal is just an all-round great weapon, good for DPS, good for just running around in Nightfall, stuff like that. I like to use the Graviton Lance with this. Easy to get high damage precision shots with it, and get those that goes in with the Aeon Soul. And whenever you kill stuff, it also is an amazing ad clear. And then I'm just using a Cold Comfort just for that extra high damage, quick kill anything in front of me. Putting it in lower level content like I am is to show off its effectability, because you want to be using it when it's higher level, so you get more champions, so you can constantly get so something like frames might fall.
Remind me to bring you along the next time I feel like rolling.
I do apologize for my lack of that video. Pretty well, but I don't really have to do it, especially with Mother's Day. So, for the gauntlets, specifically the Aeon Cold gauntlets, you need to be playing with your team, which is why it is so good in Grandmasters, so you can get constant heavy ammo. Right now I'm also giving them constant orbs of power, and if they were building into that, they would get like Devour, stuff like that, which would help them out a lot. But I find that if you're not doing that, this build isn't too good. I would more recommend, I don't know, prior box or something along those lines. More casual setting, which those can also be good for also good for in-game content. You just have to play it a lot more safe. Right now is amazing. Alright, this is going to be the end of this weekend's Xur Exotic Build video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I do hope that y'all enjoy the builds that I made. Some were better than the others, and I wasn't able to get more of a showcase for them this weekend, but I do hope y'all enjoyed. If you liked, like. If you have any questions, comment, and please subscribe. Please, please, please. And I hope you have a great rest of y'all day.